Hello and welcome to Lapham Gymnasium for tonight's sectional title matchup. Our pregame tonight is brought to you by the State Bank. Contact State Bank for all your banking and financial service needs. Visit yourstatebank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. I'm Nick Garlock alongside Dar Nevergall. And Dar, the Shawnee Indians tonight have a tall task in front of them. The Celina Bulldogs coming off of a victory already in the sectional semifinal. They got some things rolling here towards the end of the season, and it should be a great matchup and a great test tonight for the Indians.
Oh, absolutely. And their first meeting already they've had tonight, this season was 53-46, so that was a close encounter between the two of them. That was clear back in January, though, so a lot of things have changed since January for both these teams.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. When we return, we will have tonight's tips of the game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching boys high school basketball here on WOSN. Welcome back. It is time to look at tonight's tips of the game. The tips of the game are brought to you by State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial service needs. Visit yourstatebank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And Dar, we'll take a look at tonight's tips of the game, starting first for the visiting Celina Bulldogs.
Well, for Celina, there's three basic things that you're going to have to do if you're going to beat the Shawnee team. First thing is you got to force the Indians into foul trouble. You know, you got to get to the foul line. You got to make free throws. Now, this is a team that shoots around 67% free throw shooting team, so, you know, you got to hit those free throws when you do get to the foul line. The second thing is hold your own on the boards. Shawnee averages about 29 rebounds a game. Celina about 22 rebounds a game. You cannot give these Indian team second opportunity shots. You got to have some rebounds. You got to keep them out of the paint as much as you can. And the last thing is you got to make shots. I mean, you got to take advantage of every opportunity you got. Granted, the first game was close, 53-46. In that game, the Beckett kid had 28 points and 11 assists to make it that way to win that game for Shawnee. But on the flip side of it is if the Bulldogs can make their shots, if they can get good shots, quality shots, and make them, they got a good chance at this game.
So let's take a look at the other side of the court. The Shawnee Indians had a great conference regular season record, 8-1. They already came off of a victory of the Celina Bulldogs here a little bit earlier here this season. What do they need to do on their side of things to come away with a victory yet again?
Well, they've got to keep Celina away from that dribble penetration that they like to do. They like to get the back doors. They like to get to the basket as much as they can. The two Gabus boys out there, Caleb and Braylon, that's their game plan. There are a couple of point guards out there that like to get to the basket. So Shawnee's got to keep them from out of there from doing that. The other thing is force Celina into taking three-point shots. If you can push them out of the paint, make them take the three-point shot, they're only hitting just 29% of their three-point shots, and they're not real consistent when they're shooting their three-pointers. So you want to keep them out there and keep them out on three-point range. The last thing is put the Bulldogs away early. Don't let this team hang around on you. That's what happened in that first game and made it 53-46. You don't want to allow Celina to stay in this game. You got to put them away early, get out the big lead, and just keep pouring it on from that point.
The road to Dayton continues tonight as a sectional title is on the line. When we return, we'll have tonight's opening tip and a look at the starting lineups. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on WOSN. Hello, tonight's quarter sponsor is Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. They are announcing tonight's starters, first with the Celina Bulldogs, and we'll take a look at the starters as well. First for the visiting Bulldogs, they are going to start number 1, Caleb Gabes, number 3, Braylon Gabes, number 5, Grant Duncan, number 11, Carter Allstatter, and number 15, Caden Wirtz. Now they're going to announce, right now they're going to go through the Shawnee Indians, start with the cheerleaders, non-starters, and then their starters. We'll take a look at their starters first. They are going to start in number 0, Trevick Berkey, number 2, Nick Pachon, number 4, Dominic Lynch, number 23, Beckett Berkey, and number 34, Alex Goldsberry. So, Dar, we talked in that pregame, and when we were looking at the tips of the game, we mentioned, obviously this two teams very familiar with one another, played each other in that regular season. Shawnee came away with that victory, but it was very tightly contested. Celina has been playing a lot better here towards the end of the season. They already have the one tournament victory under their belts as well. This is a very dangerous Bulldog team.
Oh, absolutely.
And especially when you look at the Indians, I think it's going to be extremely important for them to get off to a fast start tonight.
Yeah, they have to get off to a fast start tonight. Like I said in the pregame, they cannot let this Bulldog team hang around for very long, because they are a very dangerous team. I mean, they're averaging almost 52 points a game. They give up about 52 points a game as well. So, but, they do have the victory on Tuesday night against Van Wert, where they came out with a big win over the Cougars. But they are a dangerous team. They've got a couple guards, in the Gabe's kids that, like to penetrate the basket. They like to get in there as quick as they can. They play a lot of good half-court offense. As I said, what you want to get them to do, though, is keep them out of that paint and make them shoot from the outside. They're a little inconsistent from the outside. They shoot about 29% from three-point range. You want to keep them out there and force turnovers, too, as well. They give up the ball 18 times a game. That's a lot of turnovers. So if you can force them into turnovers, put a little pressure on them out there, in the half court, kind of force them to bring the ball down that way. You can take them away from their game plan, and that's what you've got to do for this Celina Bulldog team. You've got to get them out of their game plan. You've got to, put the pressure on them.
And when you look at the offensive output for both of these teams, they clearly both have a clear-cut number one. For Celina, that is going to be a number 3, Braylon Gabes. He does the heavy lifting, averaging just over 16 points a game. On the other side, it's Beckett Berkey. He's averaging just over 21 points per game. Both of those guys are going to come out. You know that they're going to perform and what they're capable of doing, but it's going to be that supporting cast. It's going to be what the other guys on the floor are able to bring them, and that's really going to probably end up being the difference in tonight's game.
No, I think so, too, and I think it comes down, like you said, Nate, it comes down to those supporting cast and the role players and who picks that up. Because, the other guys are going to get their points. Caleb's going to get his points. Braylon's going to get his points. On the flip side, Beckett's going to get his points. It's the other guys that you got to worry about. And they got a couple guys on this, like Caden Wentz guy for Celina is a real good ball player, averaging just under 8 points a game. So he's a guy you got to worry about for the Bulldogs.
Celina comes into tonight's game with a 13-10 record, 5-4 in the Western Buckeye League. Shawnee comes in 16-6 overall, 8-1 in the WBL. We are underway. The opening tip will be controlled by the Indians. Beckett Berkey with the basketball along the wing. And they're going to move it around the perimeter, try to see if they can establish some things on the inside here in the early going.
You see Celina's going to drop back in there in that paint and try to keep them out of there.
Lynch trying to get it down to Berkey. It gets poked away. Here comes Gabes on the other end. He gets that one off the side of the rim and no good. Rebound down to Shawnee.
And that was what I was talking about as far as Celina goes. They need to take advantage of every opportunity they get, and there was an opportunity there because they're not going to get a whole lot of second shots.
Second trip for the Indians down the offensive end. Trying to see if they can't get a clean look at it. Pashon for 3. He can be deadly, but that one's going to be off. Lynch gets the rebound and the putback, and Dom Lynch gets the scoring started for the Indians with the first 2 of the night.
He's averaging about just over 4 rebounds a game and just under 10 points a game. So he's one of those role players that really has to have a good night for Shawnee.
Yeah, Dom is one of those players that does just a little bit of everything for Shawnee. He's not afraid of contact. He can play aggressive. He gets those 50-50 balls. He can give them some scoring as well. He is second on this team, just under 10 points a game. So look for him to be active tonight.
Yeah, and he also gets to the free throw line a lot, too. He's got 103 shots at the free throw line.
Take a look at the Wabash Communications instant replay. As Caleb Gabes tries to drive, he's going to pick up that contact and go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line for the first time tonight.
Caleb, a 60% free throw shooter.
Not able to connect on his first. That foul was called on Alex Goldsberry. It was his first, team's first of the quarter. Second free throw on its way. This one hits off the back of the rim, ends up into the hands of Lynch. Just underway here in this sectional championship. Shawnee on top early, 2-0. Lynch, long pass over to Pashon, looks to drive, pulls up for 2. That one's off the front or the side of the rim, is here in the early going. Both teams just a little bit short on that shot. That one's going to roll out of bounds, though. Last touch by the Bulldogs.
Celina doing a good job, though, of just clogging up that middle and not letting Shawnee inside there.
Great inbounds play as this one ends up in the hands of Trevick Berkey. He gets the tough shot in, and Shawnee on top 4-0.
Yeah, Shawnee's got to take advantage of their height, that they've got out there.
Pull up 2. This one's going to be no good. Lynch has now 3 rebounds here in the quarter to get this one going. He's going to push the tempo. Works baseline. Kicks it back out. Pashon for 3. That one's good. Nick Pashon hits the first 3-pointer of the game. And Shawnee out to the early 7-0 lead thanks to the simplified flooring 3-point try.
Yeah, great job moving the ball around by Shawnee, too, to find the open guy for the 3-point shot.
Here's Duncan, needs to go somewhere with the basketball, has to go across court, gets it in the hands of Wertz. Orange trying to direct traffic. Gabe looks to drive, comes off the screen. That one's off the front of the rim, ends up into the hands of Berkey.
And again, not a second opportunity. They've got to get some offensive rebounds.
Trevick push it up ahead to Beckett, and Beckett gets on the scoreboard as he gets a 2-point try to go down.
9-0 already.
Shawnee in full control right now. Celina looking for some way to get on the scoreboard. Gabe's going to try to do that. A little bit strong on that one, but Celina's going to have a second opportunity. This one gets poked away from behind, though, by Lynch. Berkey fights through traffic into the lane. What a spin move as he gets that to go down. He's going to get a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play and make a trip to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
Great move underneath there. I mean, just spinning around in there, getting the open shot and laying it in.
It is 11-0 Shawnee as they have opened the game on fire. As Berkey lines up the first free throw, that one's going to be no good.
Celina still wants to do that dribble penetration. They want to get on the inside. They want to get to the basket, and they just haven't been able to do that. And when they have gotten inside there, they haven't been able to put it in.
And Celina has had some open looks here in the early going. They just haven't been able to get those shots to go down. They want to avoid trying to get all 11 points back in one shot. Gabe thought he was going to have some contact that time. Didn't get a lot on that one. It falls short. Pashon going to try a 3-pointer in rhythm. That one's going to be no good. Braylon Gabes now going to run down, gets the contact off the glass, no whistle. Fight for the loose ball, ends up back in the hands of Braylon Gabes, and he gets that one to go in, and he's going to make a trip to the free throw line.
Good concentration by Braylon Gibbs to find an opening underneath there.
Beckett Berkey's going to get whistled for that foul. It's his first, team second of the quarter. Braylon Gabes at the free throw line for the first time tonight.
A 66% free throw shooter.
Gabes gets that one to go down. So Celina on the scoreboard, down 8, 11-3. Tate Bender checking into the game for Shawnee. 3:50 left to go here in the quarter. Berkey going to work down low. Had some traffic he had to get through, and that one's going to be short.
Celina doing a better job of keeping Beckett Berkey out of there that time.
Nice job by Bender to get his hand in there to knock that one loose, and Gabe is trying to save it. Can't do it. Last touched as it went out of bounds by the Bulldogs. The Indians are going to get another opportunity here in the quarter.
The Indians aren't taking a lot of time to get a shot off, that's for sure.
Nick Pashon with another simplified flooring 3-pointer.
That's 104 3-pointers he's tried this season, hitting 33% of them.
Back out to an 11-point game, 14-3. It's been all Indians here in the first quarter. Still 3 minutes left to go. Duncan gets rid of it. Gabe is looking to drive. Back into the lane, works against Trevick. Trevick Berkey goes up and gets the block, and this one's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs, but right now the Indians, they are just pretty much dominating on both sides of the floor. imposing their will defensively. Offensively, they got things going as well. And that is going to be enough here in the quarter. Celina wants to take the timeout and talk about it. We're going to step aside as well. We'll be back on WOSA. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Celina takes the timeout as they find themselves down big here in the first quarter, trying to get the offense going. Just 2:40 left to go, down 11. They do have the basketball. See what they came up with in that timeout. It looks like they just want to start trying to be a little bit more aggressive as Caleb Gabus, he's going to drive. And Dalman Lynch is going to pick up his first. It's the third team foul here of the quarter.
Well, that's one of the things that this Celina has to do is, they're at a definite disadvantage height-wise, so they've got to get on the inside. They've got to get these Indians in foul trouble, and they've got to make free throws, and they haven't been able to do that yet. They're just 1 for 4 so far at the free throw line.
Caleb Gabus at the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line for the second time tonight, and he's able to connect on that one. Now it's a 10-point deficit, 14-4. Shawnee with the basketball. As they have been able to do pretty much whatever they want. Here's Pashon. He already hit from over there. That one's going to be off the mark. Lynch with the rebound. A little bit of a hesitation move that time as he was able to get Caleb Gabus in the air. And it's going to be Gabus who picks up the foul. That'll be his first. And Dominic Lynch is going to make a trip to Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line for the first time tonight. Lynch's first shot is up and no good.
So he's a 68% free throw shooter. Leads this team in getting to the free throw line, and well right behind Beckett Berkey.
Second shot on its way. This one's good. Lynch goes 1 for 2. Puts his team back up 11.
Indians not really pressuring Celina as to bring the ball down, but they've got a couple guys out there just kind of let them know that we're here.
There's Gabus working against Berkey. Beckett got caught up into some traffic there as they were working through the screen, but Gabus not able to take advantage. Now it's going to be Caleb Gabus. That one's too strong. Beckett Berkey comes up with the rebound. He's going to push the tempo. That one gets poked away, back into the hands of the Bulldogs. Braylon Gabus goes all the way, misses the dunk. Trevick on the other side now. He's going to use the left hand and gets that one to go. 17-4, 1:25 left to go. And you got to think Coach John's probably not too thrilled with Braylon Gabus going for the dunk right there. You find yourselves down by this much here in the early going. You're just looking for points, trying to get things going. You don't need anything other than just an easy layup, right?
Absolutely.
And on the other end, it ends up turning into a run out. Shawnee gets some points, and now an offensive foul on the other side. Has everything going wrong for Celina here in this quarter.
Yeah, you don't need to put an exclamation point on anything at this point if you're Celina. You just need points. You get an opportunity to lay it in there, you need to lay it in there.
So Trevick Berkey bringing up for the Indians. The freshman has had a fantastic first varsity season. He only seems to get better game after game. Beckett Berkey's three-pointer, falls a little bit short. Cisco. Lennon Cisco checked in during the last timeout. Duncan pulls up for 2. That one's going to be no good. Rebound ends up in the hands of Berkey. He pushes up ahead to Bender.
Celina just 1 for 14 so far from 2-point range.
Going to have another whistle. This foul is going to go on Braylon Gabus, number 3. It's his first, team's 4th here of the quarter. I think took him a little off guard to see Nick Pashon put that one on the floor. He's been a sharpshooter here in the early going.
Oh, nice
and
inbound.
Another great inbounds. Everything going Shawnee's way. As you can see, Celina got their hands on that one, but it ended up right back into the hands of Berkey, who puts it up for 2 more.
Not even sure how he caught that ball.
Braylon Gabus right now just cannot find that touch. He got into the lane and was able to get that one up onto the rim, but falls off, and Shawnee now has an opportunity to take the last shot here of the quarter.
I mean, they've gotten in there 2 or 3 times. They just can't seem to put it down.
Trevick Berkey with a three-pointer. As Trevick Berkey has 9 points here in the quarter. Shawnee up huge, 22-4. We're going to step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsors Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Automated pergolas, retractable walls and screen, outdoor furniture, and outdoor kitchens, all at Ultimate Outdoor. I'd also like to thank tonight's instant replay sponsor, Wabash Mutual Telephone. They are a proud supporter of Mercer County Athletics. Second quarter just about underway, and Celina has got to find some answer here offensively. We've seen them get some shots. They've been open. They've been able to get to the rim. They just haven't been able to finish, and that has not been a good thing as Shawnee has found all sorts of rhythm themselves offensively.
Yeah, Celina just 1 for 15 there in that first quarter shooting-wise. And they, like you said, Nate, they've been able to get on the inside. They just come up short with the shots. Now, that's intimidation maybe from the Shawnee players underneath there, but they're just missing off the mark.
Another miss for the Bulldogs. Shawnee comes up with the rebound. Trevick had that one go through his hand, but managed to save it. Beckett Berkey's going to try a three-pointer with a hand in his face. Beckett Berkey gets a simplified flooring three-pointer.
Oh, he's 34% three-point shooter, so that's his 92nd of the season.
You can tell right now Shawnee smells blood in the water as they are trying to pour it on. Another miss by the Bulldogs. Rebound comes up to Beckett. Berkey's going to drive, drops this one off to Goldsberry. Nice hesitation move by Alex Goldsberry. Let the defense leave their feet. He's going to take that contact and go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
Shawnee has not taken that many shots, just 17 shots so far in this game I've got, but they're shooting so well that that's all they need to take.
Goldsberry's free throw is good. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. Three-point try on its way. That one's no good. Celina comes up with the rebound. Gabus going to try to drive, spins, drops it off to Allstatter. He has to pull it back out. Duncan's going to reset the offense.
Yeah, that's one of the few offensive rebounds that Celina's been able to come up with.
And I think right now, as you see Caden Wirtz miss, Celina just thinking a little bit too much about that length of Shawnee. And then on the other side, Dominic Lynch gets into a scoring rhythm here in the second quarter. And we're going to have another timeout as Celina has got to bring everybody in and see if they can't find some way to stop the bleeding. Shawnee on top, 30-4. We're going to step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Walpock, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where homestyle happens here. Welcome back to Lappin Gymnasium here at Shawnee High School. Nick Garlock alongside Dar Everdahl. It has been all Shawnee basically right from the get-go. They are on top of 30-4, and they are showing no signs of slowing down.
No, absolutely not. And very efficient on offense as well. Like I said, they've only taken, now 18 shots, and they've got 30 points, if that tells you anything at all. Celina just can't get anything going.
Coming out of the timeout, another turnover. Dominic Lynch finishes with the left hand. 32-4 as Shawnee continues to pour it on here in the second quarter.
Bulldogs only have, unofficially I got them down for 3 turnovers. The problem is they've only hit, of 19 shots, they've only hit 1.
Lennon Cisco's going to try a deep three. That one's off the front of the rim. No good.
And they're not getting any second opportunities, that's for sure. Shawnee cleaning off the glass.
Lynch is going to try a three-pointer. That one's going to be no good. Braylon Gabus comes up with the rebound. Gabus going to work into the lane, drops it down low. And I think Caleb Gabus just lost that one. That happened right in front of us. I don't think anybody actually got a hand on it. It just slipped. And we're going to have a turnover. Beckett Berkey got moving a little bit too quick down low. So the ball's going to go back to the Bulldogs. Nick Pashon coming back in for the Indians.
Just a third turnover for Shawnee. They're playing very efficient basketball tonight in all aspects. I mean, I got them unofficially for 16 rebounds already, just 3 turnovers, and they've hit everything they've thrown up there almost.
Here's Cisco, drops it off to Jake Kanapke. No, that's Duncan. Duncan's going to spin. Now he gets it to Kanapke. Kanapke going to try a three-pointer, and that one's good. Jake Kanapke has a simplified flooring three-pointer.
That's just his 5th three-pointer of the season. I mean, an 18% three-point shooter, 5 for 22.
Now if you're Shawnee, you got to fight the urge just to start shooting. You're obviously feeling very confident, but just keep running the offense. Good things will happen. A good turnover that time by Celina, though. The defense not giving in. Gabus from the corner. That one's going to be no good. Tipped out for the offensive rebound, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. This one is going to go on Tate Bender. I'm going to say he got him from behind as Tate was trying to poke that one away. So Tate picks up his first foul of the night.
The Indians have got to be careful not to get a little lethargic right now. You got a big lead, but you got to stick with it.
There's Gabus trying to work around Lynch. Tough shot by Braylon Gabus as he was able to get that one to go in.
That's 5 points now for Braylon Gabus.
Pashon for the deep three. That one's off the side of the rim and no good. So now it's Shawnee that's going a little bit cold. We'll see if Celina can continue the run, but we're going to have a charge call. Caleb Gabus was trying to go inside, as we can see on the Wabash instant replay. Nice job by Bender to slide over there and hold his feet.
That's the thing with the Indians. I mean, like I said, they've got a big lead. They've got to not get complacent out there and just, they got to keep their game plan going and just keep, driving the ball down there and not take those off-balance shots the way they were.
Max Goldsberry is checked in for the first time tonight for the Indians. This ball at the top of the key. Gets it over to Bender. See Shawnee going back to what was working so well there in that first quarter. Good ball movement, trying to get the defense out of position. Pashon's going to drive and gets it to go in.
Yeah, that's what they need to stick with. They need to just move it around, work their offense, and then get that best shot that they can get.
Wirtz has to get rid of it. No, he held on to it. And Caden Wirtz gets that one to go in for 2 points.
That's his first basket.
3 minutes left to go here in the half. Shawnee on top, 34-11. Bender with the basketball, being guarded by Cisco. He gets rid of it. Pashon for 3. That one looked good, leaving his hands, but he left it a little bit short. Cisco's going to try his own three-pointer. That one's going to be no good. Chased down by Gabus. He's going to put up a 3, and that one's no good. So Celina continues to struggle from behind the arc.
Well, they weren't getting anything going when they were driving to the basket. Now they're trying to shoot from the three-point range, and that's really what Shawnee would like to see them do. Kick out there and keep them outside there.
Lynch on the inside, no good. Wirtz comes up with the rebound. Wirtz drops it down low. Shot is up, and a tough shot by Jake Kanapke gets that one to go down.
That was a tough shot by that young man.
So Kanapke with 5 now here in the quarter. Celina down 34-13, 2 minutes left to go. Lynch gets it over to Goldsberry. Goldsberry straight on three-pointer is good. Max Goldsberry connects on a simplified flooring three-pointer.
That's Max Goldsberry's 5th three-pointer of the season.
Warren's going to drive, has to get rid of it. Cisco looking to create. Finds a cutting Kanapke as Kanapke gets that one up and in. Jake Kanapke trying to keep his team in this one.
Only averaging just over 3 points a game. He's already got 7.
Goldsberry going to try for another one, in and out, and Shawnee can't come in with the rebound. Gabus, he tries a pull-up jumper, and that one's good. Braylon Gabus connects on a 2, and we're going to have another timeout, as this one is going to be taken by Shawnee. They've seen their lead shrink a little bit, and Coach Triplett wants to talk about it. We're going to step aside as well and be back on WOSA. Welcome back. Tonight's three-point sponsor is Simplified Flooring. We make flooring simple. Coach Triplett wanted to take the timeout and talk to his team. They still have a big lead, Dar, but you don't want to start getting away from what got you that lead, and I think that's what Coach Triplett wanted to remind his team of.
And you don't want to give Celina any kind of confidence building right now. And they've been able to come down and hit a couple shots and get themselves back in a little bit of a rhythm, and that's what you don't want to have happen with this Bulldog team.
Tate Bender's going to try a three-point try. That one's going to be no good. Trevick fighting for the loose ball. Bender comes flying in there. He gets it back into the hands of Berkey. Berkey has this one poked away, and it is going to go back to the Bulldogs. That's the line of crowd getting back in this one. The student section back on their feet. And they are trying to will their team back into this one. Final 30 seconds left to go before half. Celina looking to see if they can't carry some momentum into the locker room.
And we talked about that first time these two teams met, and how close it was. And that's one thing, like I said, you do not want to let this Celina Bulldog team get any kind of rhythm going and any kind of momentum going.
Davis not able to connect on that three-pointers. Shawnee comes up with the rebound, so they'll have the opportunity to take the last shot here of the half. Trevick works through the screen. Three-point try, no good. Gabus gets it. He's going to try to go quickly from half court. Lets it go and buries it. Braylon Gabus pulls up at the half-court line, and he connects. And that momentum that we said Celina was trying to get, they got a lot of that right here before they went in the locker room. They're still down big, but they erased a huge deficit. It is only 17, and they're going to have the momentum. We'll step aside. When we return, we'll have our halftime adjustments. We'll be back on WOSA. Welcome back. Tonight's halftime adjustment is brought to you by the State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial services needs. Visit yourstatebank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are here at Lapham Gymnasium here in Shawnee High School. And, Dar, that was a very interesting first half. It looked like Shawnee was going to run away and hide. Celina could not get that offense going. It was nearly a 30-point deficit at one point for the Bulldogs. But they got going there hot late in that second quarter. They had the exclamation point right at the end as Gabus was able to hit the half-court shot at the buzzer. 17 is still a lot of points, but if you're Celina, you got to be feeling pretty good where you are right now.
You definitely got to be feeling pretty good right now. And let's look at the Bulldogs and what kind of adjustments as far as halftime goes for them. What they're doing right now is they were trying the first quarter to drive the basketball. That's what their MO is. They were trying to do that penetration of the basket. That wasn't working for them. For intimidation by the Shawnee, whatever you want to call it, but they weren't getting those shots to drop. They brought in a couple guys off the bench. They started shooting some outside shots. That gave them a little confidence, and that's what they got to continue to do. They're not going to be able to play, inside against the Shawnee team. They've got to be able to hit those outside shots, and that's what they're going to really have to work on. Once they can do that, then they can go back to trying to drive in there and get Shawnee into foul trouble. That was their game plan, but it wasn't working for them in the first half. So their adjustment really has to be to go, back out to the outside and try to hit some of those shots. The other thing for Shawnee is you cannot get complacent. You had a big lead. Maybe you just thought, okay, everything's working our way. Hey, we're just going to continue to fire it up any way we want to and stuff. They've got to go back to playing that half-court offense, working the ball around, finding that open shot, and getting high efficient shots and stuff. They can't just go down there and assume at this stage that we've got a big lead, we're going to win this game. You can't do that against this Bulldog team. They're going to fight tooth and nail throughout this rest of this game. So you got to go down there and really work your butts off inside there and try to get the best shot you can. So for the Indians, go back to your game plan. Guys, don't get away from it just because you got a big lead, because it isn't going to win this game for you at that rate.
Well, we'll see if the coaching staffs have the same line of thinking as you. We'll step aside. When we return, we'll have the third quarter here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Automated pergolas, retractable walls and screens, outdoor furniture, and outdoor kitchens, all at Ultimate Outdoor. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. We're just about underway here in the third quarter. Nate Garlock alongside Dar Nevergall. You know, Dar, we talked in our pregame, or we talked about it in our tips of the game. We talked about it during the halftime adjustments, but it's going to come down to making shots. And Celina missed a whole lot of them in the first quarter. They finally got some things righted about halfway through that second. They've at least got themselves in a position to give themselves a chance to get back in this game. Yeah,
outside of the shot, you know, they were 9 for 32 from field goal range in the first half, you know, but they were, you know, they actually won the second quarter 16-15. So this Shawnee team cannot let this happen, you know, going into the third quarter. They got to rethink themselves back to what they did in the first quarter, you know. But outside of that, Celina's played, you know, they're rebounding. They got 16 rebounds in that first half. They've only turned the ball over 4 times. So they're doing a lot of things right.
Nick Pachon takes the pass, able to connect on a simplified flooring three-point play, as he gets the scoring underway here in the second half.
That's 11 points now for Nick.
Back out to a 20-point lead. Davis is going to drive, able to get to the rim, gets that one to go in. Nice cut by Berkey to the inside. He's able to get that one to go in. And now back and forth go the offenses here to open the third.
Which is okay for Shawnee at this stage of the game, but not for Celina. They can't match baskets. They've got to put some kind of little run together to pull themselves even closer.
Duncan with the basketball, looking for someone to go with it. Feeds it over to Gabus. Braylon spins with the right hand. That one's no good. Trevick Burkett comes up with the rebound. Pushes up ahead to Lynch. Lynch, nice step to the inside, but he's going to get called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, 6th turnover now for Shawnee in this game.
Let's see on the Wabash Mutual Telephone instant replay. Lynch was trying to get into the inside, but got too much of the body.
And the Bulldog team really needs to get Caleb Gabus going in the second half. He started out, he got the first basket of the second half for him, but he's only got 3 points tonight. And that's coming off a 20-point game against Van Wert, where Braylon had 21 in that game. So they need those two to really ramp it up. Now, Braylon's had 10 points tonight so far.
Another good look on the inside for Caleb Gabus, but he can't finish. Pachon loses the basketball, ends up back in the hands of the Bulldog. Lynch just rips it away, though. What a great play by Dominic Lynch. That aggressive just nose for the basketball that he has. He just reached in there, took it right away from Allstatter. And for his trouble, Allstatter's also going to pick up the foul. So Lynch going to make another trip to the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. He is 1 for 2 here tonight. Make that 1 for 3.
Uncharacteristic miss for him. 68% free throw shooter. Been to the foul line a lot this season.
Makes the proper adjustment on that one, gets it to go down. Lynch now with 8 points here on the night. Wirtz, shot's going to be long, ends up in the hands of Allstatter. Gabus going to try a long 3. That one's going to be no good. Berkey with the basketball. Gets it off to Lynch. Pachon's going to try to drive now. Dropped it down low, and wasn't sure if he was trying to connect with Lynch or Goldsberry. And the Indians fortunate to come away with that one. Berkey that time just spins with the left hand and gets that one to go. Beckett now with 11.
And he's really having a good game on the inside, too, because he's dominating on this smaller Celina team.
Allstetter's going to be fouled. This one is going to go on, I believe they got Goldsberry. And they did. It's going to be his second, team second here of the quarter. And that is going to send Carter Allstetter to the free throw line for the first time tonight, looking for his first points.
I've been to the free throw line a lot this season, just 3 for 8 coming into this game.
Nate Bender into the game for Shawnee as Alex Goldsberry will take a seat. As Allstetter not able to connect on either one of his free throws from the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. Bender going to go baseline. Has to get rid of it. Pashon, now he's going to try to drive.
Oh,
nice move by Pashon. That one's going to be no good, though. Celina comes up with the rebound.
The Indians going back to that half-court offense a little bit more here in this third quarter.
Davis tries to drive through some traffic. He can't connect. Lynch comes up with the long rebound. Trevick going to go all the way to the rim, and he gets that one to go down. Trevick was held scoreless in the second quarter after a big first. Gets his first 2 here of the third. Lynch comes up with the steal. He's going to push it ahead to Bender. Bender gives it over to Pashon. Pashon underneath with the left hand reverse as he gets that one to go down. 49-22. Celina with the miss on the inside yet again as Shawnee's looking to open this lead back up. Trevick kicks it over to Beckett. Beckett's going to let it go. That one's going to be no good.
The Indians are getting back to that dominating thought pattern that they had in the first half.
We're going to have a timeout on the floor. This one's going to be by Celina. Shawnee has opened up a 27-point lead. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Bulldogs want to take the timeout as they have seen Shawnee go back on a run as the offense has come alive. They now have a 27-point lead here in the third.
Yeah, the Indians are now 12-2 third quarter, so much like the first quarter was, they're trying to pick it up the same in the third quarter.
Nice job coming out of that timeout. Lennon Cisco with the catch and shoot three-pointer. He connects on a simplified flooring three-point try. That is Cisco's first points here of the game. Long pass over to Bender, gives it over to Pashon. He thought about that three-point try, ends up getting rid of it. Here's Lynch on the drive, lets the defense fly by, hangs on the rim, and no good. Celina with the rebound. Werntz brings it up, has to get rid of it. Gabus, he's going to look to drive. He gets double-teamed, has to get rid of it. That floater's no good, but back into the hands of Caleb Gabus. He gets it down into the corner. Werntz three-point try, no good. Cisco gets the rebound, and Celina now will have a third opportunity. Going to have a foul on the floor. See who this one goes on. Foul's on Shawnee number 14. That one's going to go on Bender. So Bender's going to pick up his second. As you see Alex Goldsberry come back into the game. Demola Ojo coming into the game. Yes. And for the Bulldogs, they're going to have a substitution as well as Grant Duncan has come back into the game.
Celina able to get a couple offensive rebounds, which has been very rare for them tonight.
Pull-up jumper for Celina. That one's going to be off the side of the rim. Braylon Gabus is short.
Oh, nice touch. Oh.
Beckett tried the floater but couldn't get that one to go down. 2:20 left to go here in the third. Wertz comes off the screen. Has to get rid of it. Ojo almost able to poke that one away, but Celina maintains possession. Gabus with the head fake, able to get to the rim. Does a nice job. That little bit of a hesitation. forced Trevick to leave his feet. He flew right by, and Gavis had a great look at it.
Yeah, it's his first basket, though, the second half. And 12 points for the night for Braylon Gavis.
He just gets going downhill, and nobody can stop him. Is he able to get that one? Steal, though, on the other side, and now it's Tate Bender gets it to go. Back-to-back baskets, and just like that, they're able to add to their lead. You gotta watch, and take good care of the basketball against this Shawnee team. They've got some quick hands. Three-point try on its way. Ojo goes up to get that rebound. A lot of length on the floor right now for the Indians. Beckett with the step back. And he gets that one to go down. It is now 56-27. It's a 29-point game and the largest lead for the Indians. Kanapke is going to try a three-pointer. That one's going to be no good. Bender comes up with the rebound. Final 45 seconds here in the third. And Celina just got caught sleeping on defense as Goldsberry gets it on the inside and gets that one to go in.
It is definitely, I'd like to be in the locker room when Mark Triplett was talking to them, because they're going right back to what they started out doing.
Cisco guarded by Bender. Goes down low to Duncan. Duncan working against Ojo. Ojo able to get his hands on that one. 10 seconds left to go. Berkey with the basketball. Trying to direct traffic here. 5 seconds. Going to work through the screen. Pulls up for three. That one's good. Beckett Berkey with a simplified flooring three-pointer brings the third quarter to a close. And it is all Shawnee as they are on top 61-27. We'll step aside and be back with the fourth quarter here on WOSN. Tonight's three-point sponsor is Simplified Flooring. We make flooring simple. Welcome back to Lapham Gymnasium here at Shawnee High School as the Indians are all over the Celina Bulldogs. They have a 34-point lead currently here to open up this quarter.
And they've done exactly what they need to do. They came out with 22-4 after the first quarter, lost the second quarter 16-15, but had a 24-7 third quarter, and that's what they needed.
Celina starts with the basketball, trying to see if they can't get the offense going. Looking for some consistency. Wernz going to get to the rim. That one's going to be no good. Lynch comes up with the rebound. Lynch working against Kanapke, gets it up into the front court. Has to slow it down, though. Pulls it back out, lets the offense reset. Tonight's quarter sponsors, the Lima Chevrolet Cadillac. The area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. A little bit off target on that last pass as the Indians are going to turn it over and give it back to the Bulldogs. Beckett Berkey up, getting ready to check back into this one.
Yeah, they're playing with a different set out there for Shawnee, and they're going to get their starters back in there again.
This one's going to go out of bounds as Lynch was trying to fight for that one.
Celina just can't buy a basket now. They made some nice adjustments. They were starting to get things flowing for them a little bit. And then Shawnee just shut the door on them and went back to their game plan and really put this one on ice.
Three-point try on its way. That one's no good. Pachon comes up with the long rebound. Drop it off to Lynch. Lynch will go ahead and pull this one out. Shawnee looks like they are on their way to securing this victory. They will play again next week, March 7th, as they will be going to Liberty Benton for the district semifinals. They'll play the winner of Fostoria and Napoleon. So, Dar, what have you thought about the new this new makeup here of the sectionals. You know, everything used to be neutral site. This year they decided to go with the higher seed gets to host, so everybody gets an extra home game here in the sectionals. After this, we go back to the neutral sites. But have you liked it? I mean, what have you thought about it?
Well, I've liked it. I really have. I mean, I think, you know, you work hard throughout the season. You work hard to get that seed, so why not reward them by giving them that extra home game, you know? And, you know, why not? I mean, you know, for one thing, you don't have to worry about all these neutral sites and where people are going to go and travel and everything else for a lot of them. But, you know, I think it's a good thing, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that it was a smart move to change this format and make these sectional games, home games for that higher seed. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, it gives a few more teams the opportunity to celebrate winning something in front of their home crowd.
Absolutely.
You know, if they miss out on that conference championship, you know, like this Indian team, you know, unless something crazy happens here, it looks like they're going to win the sectional title here tonight. They didn't get a chance to win the conference title as that went to Ottawa Glandorf, but they had a tremendous season, and now they'll get an opportunity here tonight to celebrate a sectional title in front of the home crowd. And I think that's what moving to this format has done for a lot of schools.
Oh, absolutely, and, you know, and well-deserved for them, too. I mean, you know, like you said, you know, OG's going to win the WBL. Not much, you know, Shawnee just lost OG. That was their only loss. Gives them an opportunity to win this championship here at their home court.
Cisco launches a deep three. That one's going to be no good. Berkey going to pass it up ahead to Pashon. He can't finish as he was looking for that emphatic dunk. As right now both offenses have gone a little bit cold. Cisco, he's going to drive baseline, kicks it back out as the Bulldog offense continuing to try to see if they can't get something going, and nothing else, hopefully look to end here on a positive note. That one's going to get knocked out of bounds and will stay with the Bulldogs.
I'll tell you what, it's fun to watch Nick Pashon play the way he plays. I mean, he plays with a certain kind of flair. Even when he throws his passes, it's a little bit, you know, constantly moving, you know. And that one there, he tried to dunk that one there to add a little bit more flair to it. But, you know, but that kind of guy.
And when you see Shawnee pulling out their seniors, giving the home fans an opportunity to say goodbye to them. Alex Goldsberry's checking out of the game. Nick Pashon checks out of the game. And also Dominic Lynch coming out, as those three have seen a lot of great basketball here in their careers. And Coach Triplett wanted the fans to have an opportunity to say thank you to them here in their final home game.
Yeah, you look down through the Shawnee roster, though, you're seeing, you know, Becca Berkey's just a sophomore, and Trevick Berkey is a freshman, and then you see a lot of juniors on there as well. Shawnee's got a lot to look forward to for the next couple of years.
Matthew Stiles had checked into the game. Tate Bender came in, as did Max Goldsberry. Here's Stiles with the basketball.
The flip side for Celina, you're seeing a lot of seniors on their roster, so they're going to have to put a whole new roster out there for next season.
Beckett just going to decide to take it himself. Went through pretty much the entire Celina defense to get that one up. Doesn't go down, but he will make a trip to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
To watch it on a Wabash replay, and I'm not even sure how he even got that off. I mean, just kind of tossed it up on.
And to move through one, fight through two more. Was able to get it up, but didn't go in. But is able to connect on his first free throw.
Yeah, Berkey been to the free throw line 167 times coming into this game, hitting 79% of his free throws. But it shows how that guy works on the inside as well to get to the foul line. 167 shots.
Berkey misses on the second. Rebound comes down to Celina. 62-30, 4:20 left to go in this one. Duncan's going to spin, kicks it down into the corner. Here's Gabus. Little step back jumper is good. Braylon Gabus gets two.
Yeah, Celina's going to lose this game, but they've had a good season. I mean, they'll finish out 13-11 this season. You know, they finished 5-4 in the WBL. You know, they put together a lot of good games, and they were one of those teams, when you look at their schedule, played a lot of overtime games, a lot of overtime quarters.
Bender was trying to pass that one back to Berkey, but Grant did a nice job of taking that one away. Three-pointer from the corner for Gabus. That's off the mark. Stiles comes up with the rebound.
They lose a lot of seniors, off their roster, but a good season for them. Some really close games all season long.
Bender's three-point try is off the mark as Warrants brings it up for the Bulldogs.
A lot of ball movement right now for Shawnee, just trying to find a shot.
Another three-point try off the mark. Trevick Berkey with the rebound. As Beckett going to drive baseline, gets that one off the glass for two. Beckett Berkey now with a 22 as we have a timeout. And I think this one is just so they could get both Trevick and
Beckett
off the floor. As you saw Coach Triplett just say, no, stay out there. We just needed a quick stoppage to get guys out. They didn't want to risk any injuries after those that last basket by Berkey. So Demola Ojo coming into the game, as does Jack Fishball. Duncan gets it down low. That one's going to be no good. Bender comes up with the rebound. Bender's just going to pull up. Nobody came out to him. He had thought against it, but decided since no one's going to guard me, I might as well put it up. And he connects on the simplified flooring three-pointer.
That's 5 points now for Bender all here in the second half.
So that makes it a 35-point deficit. So we will be at a running clock now here for the final 2 minutes unless we get below the 30-point mark.
Yeah, right now Celina is just content just to throw it and just try to find something.
Ojo gets it over to Bender. Bender's just going to dribble. Shawnee right now is just going to be content to let this clock run.
Well, tale of two tapes for the Shawnee Indians.
What a take by Demola Ojo as he went into the lane, was somehow able to maintain his body control and got that one up, as that is his first 2 points of the night. Jake Kanapke checking out of the game, as Celina now doing their best to give their fans an opportunity to say goodbye to their seniors. So a lot of changes. We'll try to get everybody in for you. As Carson Weitzel comes in for the Bulldogs. For Shawnee, they substituted all 5 of their players, as we see Caden Fritchie, number 20, in the game. That's number 21 down there, J.J. Spiker. Number 42, Cade Bondren, into the game. Number 22, Chase DePalma. And number 3, Bronson Metzger. Grant Duncan, the senior, gets an opportunity for the fans to give him a hand as he leaves. Number 43, Braylon Parker, has came in for the Bulldogs, as number 45, Gavin Wicker. As Caden Wirtz connects on a simplified flooring three-pointer here. Final 20 seconds of this one. See number 31, Cohen Harder, he had come into the game. He ran out there to cover for the defense. And we're going to have a whistle. This foul's going to go on Gavin Wicker. And it'll be out of bounds. And they're just going to let the clock run because of the running clock. And that is going to bring this one to a close. The Shawnee Indians, they win big, and they are your sectional champions. We're going to step aside. We'll be back to talk about it on WOSN. Welcome back to Lapham Gymnasium, where the Shawnee Indians have captured the sectional title. It's time to name tonight's Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner. Check out the highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WOSN YouTube page. And Dar, there were quite a few people that we could have picked from tonight. There were outstanding performances all over the floor for the Indians. But after some discussion, we decided Nick Pachon, with the way that he was playing, he was all over the floor. He hit some big three-pointers. We saw him cutting. Saw him doing a little bit of everything tonight that really kind of helped maintain that spark that they had throughout the game.
No, absolutely. He came out in the first first half, hit the first 2 3-pointers right off the bat, kind of set the tone in that 22-4 first quarter. And then from that point on, he came out in the second half, hit one right off the bat as well there. But his hustle all night long, the way that he plays the game and the flair that he plays the game with, he kind of drives this offense for the Shawnee Indians. And he played a great game tonight, and he's well deserving of that award.
So as you see, the Indians, they are cutting down the net, celebrating that sectional championship. It has been a great season that will continue for the Indians. We're going to step aside one final time. We'll be back to wrap it all up in our postgame. You're watching boys high school basketball here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's postgame is sponsored by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. Welcome back to Lapham Gymnasium. We are being joined now by Coach Triplett. And, Coach, congratulations on the victory tonight. Another sectional title. Obviously, the job's not done yet, but it's got to feel good to get this first one under your belt.
Yeah, playing last Friday and having a week to prepare for this team. And last time we played these guys, I think January 5th, we're coming off of a really ugly loss, and we got back on the floor at their place. And, I knew that this team was going to come out. They have 5 seniors, a senior-dominant team, and they were going to be hungry. And they put us in an early hole last time we played. We're down 9-4 after the first quarter. So that sense of urgency to start the basketball game was what we preached to our kids. I thought they did a great job of coming out and playing with a lot of emotion, a lot of energy, and doing it on both ends of the court.
We're obviously into postseason, but the regular season, you guys had a great year, 8-1 in the Western Buckeye League. Obviously, that loss to Ottawa Glandorf was a tough one for you guys. The team has answered very well since then. This is your 6th straight victory. How has it felt to have this team kind of have to, look within themselves since then, kind of regroup, and they're finding their form here at the most important time?
Yeah, I thought that really going back all the way to that LCC loss, we're 12-2 since that point. And it was a gut check moment because we were disappointed in ourselves. We were disappointed in our effort. And it was a matter of where do we want to go from here. We were 5-4, and we had high hopes for ourselves and high expectations. Great leadership by our kids, and they came in the gym and they got to work. And in life, when things don't go well for you, you can either feel sorry for yourself or you can go to battle. And our kids have battled every day. Incredibly proud of how they've progressed throughout the course of the season. We're a much different, much better basketball team right now than we were back in November, and I think any coach would hope that that's what the team was doing by this tournament time.
We want to give you an opportunity here to talk about your seniors. They played their last home game here in front of the home crowd. You have 3 guys who give you a lot of minutes. They have done a lot for this club. Dominic Lynch, Nick Pashone, Alex Goldsberry. They've been a big part of what this team has been able to do for the last 4 years. What have those guys meant to you, and what did it feel like being able to send them off with a victory here in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, we always talk about it's about us, and those guys live that on the daily basis. They care about us. They care about our team's success. And we have a quote on the wall that the great things in life happen when nobody cares who gets the credit, and that's who these guys are. It's an unselfish group, and it's a group that is happy to pass the ball off to freshmen, to sophomores, to guys that can make winning plays for us, because at the end of the day, our goal was to go 1-0 that night. And those 3 seniors kind of epitomize what we're trying to accomplish on both ends of the floor. Both of them, or all 3 of them, I thought had a tremendous game tonight. Alex on the inside with physicality and rebounding and finishing at the rim, and Nick gets going from the perimeter, which is always great to see. And Dom's just a warrior. He's a bulldog, and he does it every day for us as a captain, and I'm incredibly proud of all 3 of those guys.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on the victory. Another sectional title for the Shawnee Indians. Best of luck the rest of the way through the tournament.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So that is just going to about wrap it up for us here at Lapham Gymnasium. Dar, it was another fantastic game. The Shawnee Indians coming away, adding some more hardware to the trophy case. They have done a great job throughout this season, and we are happy to see that run. We are going to wrap it up here. We'd like to thank our crew, Wayne and all of our camera guys, Derek, Kelsey, and then, of course, Kelly working the master controls for us. Also like to thank the AD, Mr. Owen, for getting us set up here tonight. We appreciate everything everyone has been able to do for us. One final time from Lapham Gymnasium. The Shawnee Indians are your sectional champions as they knock off the Celina Bulldogs 69-35. For Dar Nevergall, I'm Nate Garlock. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night, everybody.